When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everyone. How is everybody? Dawn, good morning. Always first. Hello, hello. As you're coming in, I want to talk about my book, My Ears Are Not Like Yours, a great book for young children, giving them a positive message that they can take with them throughout life. I hope you will buy it today at Amazon.com. It's a good thing for birthdays, also for Valentine's Day, or just because you love the kid and you want to give them something great and a good message to take through with them through life. Hey, Robin, good morning. Good morning, Melanie. Hey, Faye. How is everybody? Mike? Hey, good morning. How is everybody? Danielle, Marilyn, good morning. Mrs. Vaughn, how are you? Hello, hello. Dee. Hey, Danielle. Hanging in there good, Marilyn. All right, everybody, as you invite people in, we got a lot to talk about today. So, yes, happy memo. Hey, Julia, I'm going to go ahead and read to you Psalm 82 as you come in. Hey, Clint, thank you for the hearts over there. Really appreciate it. Hey, Sherry, it's a blizzard in Watertown, New York. Oh, my gosh. Ugh. Hey, Judy, good to see you. Okay, Psalm 82. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Free them from the hand of the wicked. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are unstable. I said, you are gods, and all of your children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all nations. Amen. Hey, Deb. Good morning. Blessings to all. Good to see you. We are covered in ice here. It looks beautiful on the trees, but it can go now, Robin said, in Kentucky. Wow. Hey, Gail. Good to see you. So, we have a lot to talk about this morning. Woo! MAGA for sure. Hey, Trump can MAGA. Are you going to go over the memo? I'm not going to go over all the memo, but I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. The Democrat memo is not out, if that's what you're talking about. As far as the Republican memo, I've talked about that in another scope. I actually read that entire memo out. So if you go back a couple of scopes, when it said something like, let's talk about the memo, you'll see that. So, I do have an article that you should see. It's up on SusanKnowles.com, and it's in regards to Adam Schiff. You should really go and take a look at that article. It talks about how he was pranked by two guys from Russia, and it's hilarious. There's an 8-minute audio tape. I have it in the article. You can hear him just really getting sucked in. You know that he's just, all a tingle because he thinks he's getting pictures, photos, nude photos of Trump and a paramour when he had his trip in 2013 to Russia, the Miss Universe pageant. So this Schiff, you can tell that he thinks that, oh my gosh, we got it now. We're going to get these pictures out and we're going to somehow align him with Russia. It's all coming down. I mean, he was so happy. If nothing is done to these people, then the memo is all for naught. Exactly. Yep. Numerous 2 came out late last night. Hannity had it. Text came. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, there's other information that's come out with the Republicans. This is exactly what they accused Don Jr. of treason over. I know, Julia. It's pointing fingers at everybody else but yourself. And you know how your mother used to say, when you point your finger, 4 fingers are pointing back at you. You know, this describes the Democrats over and over and over. Let's talk about something that did come out last night. Strzok and Page. They had a lot of text messages back and forth to each other, as you know. And during this text messages, a couple of them, they're talking about discussing the fact that, hey, Jerry, Obama wants to know everything that we're doing. So they want to exchange information about the talking points, about Hillary Clinton's emails and all those things like that. And they say they do an exchange about preparing talking points for former FBI Director James Comey to give to Obama, who wanted to know everything we're doing. Strzok called those who voted against former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe's wife ignorant hillbillies. So there you are, you people in Virginia. You're nothing but ignorant hillbillies, according to Strzok and Page. Amazing, but no surprise, Marianne. And what's really amazing is that Strzok and Page are still working with the FBI. That I don't understand. Hey, Danielle, that makes no sense at all. Those people should be walked out today. No questions asked. Just get rid of them. And they're still there. So I don't understand that. They also discussed that Weiner's laptop with hundreds and thousands of emails turned over by Weiner's attorney. This was in September 2016. And a month later, hey, Robin, Comey then informed Congress that FBI was reopening the case. Why did he wait a month later? I know, it makes you so mad, Judy. I know. Hey, Shannon, good to see you. A month later, he sat on it for a month. Now, here's what he's going to claim. Well, yeah, there were hundreds of thousands of emails, and we had to go through every one of them to see if there was really a case. Hey, Debbie. And so that's what Comey is going to say if asked. Barry is getting worried, Clint said. Yeah, maybe a little. Wherever Barry may be. I don't think anybody's really seen him. Hey, Cully. Don't feel defeated. This is all good news. It's all coming out now. Oh, I don't feel defeated at all. I think it's great. I think, once again, as we've talked about for weeks now, God is uncovering all kinds of evil. It's just coming out. It's like being regurgitated or, here's what it is in my mind. You know when you have a toilet that's filled with garbage and you flush it and it all just kind of blows up and comes out, spills out, and it's really gross and disgusting? That's what we're seeing here. That's exactly what we're seeing. And I think it's a great analogy because it does come up from the swamp and it's filthy, disgusting, dirty, and everything else. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. So, my goodness, let's see. Senator Ron Johnson, along with his majority staff from the Senate Homeland Security Government Affairs Committee, is releasing the text and a report entitled The Clinton Email Scandal and the FBI's Investigation of It. Majority of Americans do not care about this, or they do not know. I know, Brandon, they're going to probably have to, at one time or another, going to have to face what's coming out. Hey, Renee. Hi, 180 or I-80 call box, whoever that is. I'll just call you I-80. The great shift hole of D.C. Yep, the shift is hitting the fan. Hey, Lori. Hey, Dave. Good to see you. Yep, and Putin is getting the last laugh. Nah, Putin is like, he knew this was coming. I mean, come on. How could you not know? My prayer was, is, and will be for God's truth to be revealed no matter who or what. Exactly, Judy. Exactly. If you missed my show yesterday, God's Views on Political News, please go back and watch it, if you will, because we talk a lot about the God side of it and other sides of a political side. You can go to SusanKnowles.com and see the show from yesterday. It was really interesting. People loved that yesterday. as long as we gain or maintain majority. Yeah, and I'll tell you something. In Missouri, I guess, which is a place where President Trump won yesterday in a special election, can I comment on replay? Yeah. Well, if you go over to Facebook, you can comment on the replay. You can leave comments if you want down below on my website. Thank you, David. Shift pranked by radio guy. Yeah, I know. I know, Jerry, I wrote an article about it, SusanKnowles.com. Please read it. It's got the audio in there. Good morning, Barbara. Yeah, Danielle, it was a really a good interview yesterday. I heard not good news for Democrat getting elected. Yeah, Missouri is flipping. Flipped to a Democrat, and it was like 52% or something like that. We can't afford those type of things. Now, why people are doing those, flipping over to the Democrats, I don't know. But, hey, Amber, I think anybody who wants to sit back and say, we got this in the bag, Trump's going to win, you cannot think that way, or we'll lose the majority. We have to continue to get the word out there. Oh, no. Wow. So, okay, Robin, pray for Robin's dog is sick. Pray that it gets better. Because Trump is wonderful. Oh, thank you for coming in, Stick, and saying that. But we'll see you. I mean, I think that there's more going to come out, with this, what's coming out in the Democrats, whether that happens or not, the Democrats' memo. All they're going to do is just be trying to rebut and spin whatever the Republicans released. So the more information like this that we can get out ahead of time, the better. But it's going to be up to us retweeting things, sharing things, getting things out there, getting the information out there. Yep, more memos are coming too. Yeah. But it's really, scary times. And right now, with the memos or the text messages that we have between Strzok and Page, it still isn't enough. Why can't DACA folks see that Dems are using them to pad their base? Hey, Donna. Brandon, I think because the DACA people want amnesty. They don't care who's using them as long as they get amnesty. Did too many people go to one side of Missouri because to flip? I don't know, Wayne. Something happened. Something not good. Good to see you again, Donna. Americans are dreamers too. I know. Best line, Brandon. Hi, guys. Hope we are all doing well. Yes, Lee. Hope you're doing well, too. Monique is listening while driving back from the store. No problem, Monique. Yeah, so the more we get released, the better. My husband got a job again. Yay! Like a kid, Barb, where's my... Got a job again. We'll do like him again and go back to work. I was upset to hear the news about Missouri. I know. I think this immigration plan is wonderful. I don't like the amnesty part of it, but again, as what I heard the other night on the State of the Union was he talked about qualifications that were needed. So I think that we need to get that wall up, and that's not going to happen. But you and I both know that if they get the money for the wall, that wall's never going to be built. They're going to keep taking that money away. Keep praying for a job for my hubby, Glenn. Yes, Rhonda, I do every night. Trust me, I do. Sorry to hear that, Robin. I know. Robin's going to take her dog to the vet. Everybody pray for her little dog. Poor little thing. Ugh. Always wants something, but praise God he is hired. Absolutely, Barbara. Hispanics are going to be the biggest minority group. That is why Dems are targeting them. Yes, Brandon, absolutely. And there are some Hispanics that don't, like the Democrat Party, but I think the majority really do. Prayers to all, Donna said. Thank you, Donna. Let's see here now. Twice deported Guatemalan. We talked about this the other day. The person who's allegedly killed the Indiana Colts linebacker Edwin Jackson, an illegal immigrant, twice deported from Guatemala, is now going to be charged with 4 felony counts. That doesn't bring back the lives that he took, but it's another way, I guess, of getting justice. I really, Yeah, in catch and release. I mean, if you don't understand that there is a problem, I don't understand why people can't get that. I know everybody listening understands that, but it's infuriating. Hey, Pat, really infuriating. Who says we don't need reform? I know. I know, Alexis. Trump needs to stop all immigrants till we get this under control and stop anchor babies. He's tried, Debbie. He's tried, but that's not really on the table right now. And for what I saw just a second before we went on, is they're saying, well, unless you're going to vote for this, for DACA, we're just going to go ahead and shut down the government, or we're not going to take up the funding of the government. I mean, they do that every single time. And I think that's why yesterday President Trump said, I'd like to see shut it down if they're not going to vote for it, or they're going to allow was the FISA just bias? I didn't see that really quickly. Say that again. That, go ahead and shut it down. If this is the game they're going to play, shut it down. Yep. And that's why he said it, because he knew they were going to play games today. Sick of their threats. Hey, Sandra, good to see you. What do you think about... Why do you keep... The person keeps coming in and asking that. That's not a topic we're talking about. Okay, so also, let's see, Trey Gowdy was on last night. He blames Rod Rosenstein for giving Mueller such huge jurisdictional authority, which we all know about. I mean, he just keeps expanding his scope. So it's going to be so expanded, we're going to know, what the housekeeper's number is. Interesting interview. Yep, praying for Robin's dog and Rhonda's hubby. Yes, Monique. Taiwan earthquakes were bad. Yep, killed a number of people. I read last night 170 were still missing. Pray for those identifying as Dems. Change of heart and courage. Yes. Strzok and Page need to be fired today. Yes, they do, Storm. Yes, they do. Stormfront. I don't know why they're still there. It's amazing that those people are still there, still working. Is it a problem that Page was no longer part of the campaign at the time of the FISA app? Nuts, old white guy. Well, that would probably, if they got a warrant after, which I can't imagine, it doesn't seem, then that would be getting a warrant against an American citizen, but that they were doing that with everybody else also, because Trump was not the president at the time. He was in the campaign. Donald Trump Jr. certainly wasn't somebody who was anything other than a citizen. Russian hackers assess classified info about military drones just on Fox News. Great. On Obama's watch. Oh, what a big shock. Oh, it's okay, Chizzy, no problem. They were using him as a reason. Yeah, and he was saying, he came out and he said that, this was surprising. I read something that said he's never met Donald Trump. He's never talked to him. He's never talked to him on the phone. He's never talked to him in an email. None of that. They are still working to help delete their own emails and texts since there are so many. I know, Melanie. And that's what I think that Mueller may be doing while taking up his time. But I think it's interesting that Carter Page said, I have no emails. I've not spoken to him. I've never met him. And he denied working with the Russian government, which is what they were trying to say. Now, somebody that yesterday said that he was somehow a former FBI informant. I haven't seen that, so that's all speculation. He's saying that some of those things that were in the report about him were absolutely not true, and he tried to speak to Comey about it and got no reply. Russians were involved through Clinton. Well, probably. I was surprised to hear Gowdy say Mueller was a fair guy. Pat, he said that all along. Ray isn't being strong enough. We need FBI cleaned up. We need FBI, DOJ, need all of it cleaned up. Yeah, Gowdy did say that, well, he implied that Sidney Blumenthal may have had a hand in talking to the Clintons, the go-between and the dossier, and getting that done. And Gowdy also said there's a State Department component to the dossier that needs to be investigated. He said, I'm pretty troubled by what I read in the documents with respect to the role the State Department played in the fall of 2016, with including information that was used in a FISA court proceeding, which I guess he's talking about the dossier. And for all of you who are hoping that he would run for office again, he said, I won't ever run for office again. When you leave politics, to me, it's important that you leave, and I'm at peace with that. I don't think Gowdy wants to burn any bridges when he leaves. I don't know. I think he's burning a few. He said that the Clinton family confidant, Sidney Blumenthal, was a key link in a chain of information that helped create the controversial Trump-Russia dossier. That was what was heavily implied. This is amazing. The swamp is being drained. Yep. Reuters reported that Carter Page worked for the government. And who knows how much you can trust Reuters. I wonder, Amber. It may be true, though. State Department is next to be revealed as biased for Hillary. Yeah, no kidding, Stormfront. I think he wants to be with his family, Chesney said. Yep, he's flipping over tables on his way out. I know. That's what I think he's doing. Yeah, I'm saying that's the only place that I knew about that reported. Yeah. I know, Amber, sometimes, it's amazing. Some of those people that you thought you could really trust, like, a while back, maybe the AP and Reuters, I'm not so sure anymore. When will Assange or WikiLeaks leak more documents? I don't know, Brandon. I don't know what they have. And again, they're not biased for or against America. They want to just release information. Hey, Doc. Good morning, Amanda. Who knows? Yeah. Monique says, amen, fire, #fire struck in Page. No kidding. Seriously, why are these people still there? I don't get it. I don't blame him. He's a wonderful, honorable man and deserves so much better than being surrounded by evil, corruption, and people. Monique was saying about Gowdy. So again, he's blaming Rod Rosenstein and not Mueller. I mean, if you look at it, Mueller's just doing the job that he was hired to do, supposedly, while bringing in everybody who's anti-Trump. But I'm just saying. But I don't know why Gowdy said that, because obviously Mueller has a conflict of interest. What MSM is trustworthy today? Nobody. I really don't think anybody is. I think Gowdy suffered a burnout and just had enough. Probably Benghazi got him, Pat. Assange is waiting to be free from the UK arrest warrant. Should be up next week. Hey, Beck, you're snowed in. Oh, my gosh. Seems like everybody is. I want to tell you some interesting news, too. I told a story about Mueller. The guy is evil. Well, I mean, Danielle, the stuff that I've told you alone, my gosh. Going back to when he was changing documents with the FBI that were, pro-care and took out anything against Muslims. That right there, that's bad enough. I took a snow day. Yes, snow day, Beck said. Not here, no snow yet in Florida. No snow here. It's going to be about 80 today. To Senator Johnson, no, Missouri is flipping like Guam. Probably, Wayne. Probably. And who knows what the reason is behind that? I don't know. Why can't Chris Steele be hauled up the hill to answer questions? Well, he could be, depending on where he's at. I don't know if is he still in the United States? Is he in the UK? If he's in the UK, if he's outside our jurisdiction, he's not going to be brought anywhere. So I don't know where he's at. They can't even get the people to come in. Like, they can't get Bannon, supposedly, to come in the House Intel Committee with a subpoena. So, still needs to be locked up. Republicans definitely have an uphill battle with the next election. I believe that, Amber. And again, if we sit back and go, oh, no problem, Trump has this, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't know exactly what's happening. I don't know if people are saying, people meaning those on the left, who may be coming around, I don't know if they're saying that I've had enough of all this, and if we just get rid of the Republicans, we can go back to, me sitting on the couch at night and watching TV and not having to worry about anything. I don't know. I read that Steele was a no-show for a hearing on the UK. Yep, well, Veritas 93, hello, how are you? Been a while. Yeah, I think it's bad news for President Trump and the Republican Party. I think we need to get on it, or it's not going to be good. Yeah, it's not positive like people think. Yep. Trump needs a majority to get stuff done, but then again, rhinos don't help either. But think how bad it would be if he doesn't have the majority. It's going to be, 100 times worse than it is right now. We can't afford to lose the majority. So I don't know what the key is. They really think that governors are in control. Oh, they really think the governors are in control. But in all truth and reality, God is nothing. God is. Nothing happens, nor is happening that is catching God by surprise. That's where we need to keep our trust, not men. Absolutely, Deb. Absolutely. That's number one. And Deb, if you didn't hear my show yesterday, God's Views on Political News, you may want to go check out that page and see the show from yesterday. We talk a lot about that. So, I think that, let's see, I think that we need to get out there and start telling people the truth and what's going on so that they don't think it's the Republicans. Missouri was a special election, low turnout for Republicans. And see, Judy, that's a mistake too, that Republicans think that they can just sit home and not get out there and vote. Or it's like, oh, it's just a special election, no big deal. It's a big deal. Every election is a big deal. Can't even imagine what will be coming out in the next few months, though. Who knows? I know. There's no excuses not to vote. Agreed, Amber. Dad is texting me. Okay, Chessie. So the defection is hitting the fan. The defecation. Yes, Veritas. The shift is hitting the fan. Deb, you'll have to go see that. Sorry that you missed it yesterday. Every vote does count. Yep. Get fired up. We need the same excitement we had when President Trump was running. Yes, we do, Brandon. We absolutely do. Because if we just sit back and do nothing, we're going to lose this. Chicago Pop said every election counts. Yes, it does. I don't even care if it's, just your local election, what it is, it counts. TGM or something, whatever your name is, obviously you don't understand what biblical principles are about. We pray for everybody. We'll even pray for you that you're so anti-Trump. How's that? And hope that you see the light. Susan, I need advice. Can I PM you? Depends. I can't give legal advice or anything like that, Alexis, because I'm not a practicing attorney, if that's the type of advice you're looking for. I think Trump needs to do more speeches. I do too, Amber. Keep the momentum going. Even love your enemy. That's right, Brandon. Good morning. Zippity doo dah. How are you? Love your name, by the way. It's great. We need some zippity doo dah. Okay, here's some things that I want to tell you about. You can take this as being alarming or not. Thank you for the super hearts, Pat. Nope, Trump is great, big boy. Thanks for coming in and saying that. Minnesota has 2 Senate seats and the governor in 2018. We need help to turn this around. You know what, Judy? In Minnesota, you absolutely need help there to turn that around. It would be like, saying we need to come into California and do that. It's an uphill battle. You'd have a better chance there probably than California. So here's what Google did in a patent application from September 2016. Michelle Bachmann is running there, right? I think so. Yep. Is away on assignment. Google. This is talked about last night on Tucker Carlson. In another patent application from September 2016, Google imagines how it could take care of your parenting, your relationship with your children. Google's smart home system could detect children near, let's say, a liquor cabinet, for example, or in their parents' bedroom, infer that mischief is occurring, and deliver a verbal warning. She pulled out, Judy? Bachmann's no longer running? In another example, Google imagines a hypothetical child called Benjamin. Google's cameras could be watching Benjamin at all times carefully. They could see if he's playing outside or using electronics. Hey, Daniel. Presumably, they'll also try to use that information to sell him things at some point, because that's the whole point of Google. I'm really sorry that Bachmann pulled out. That's not good news at all. First-time listener from Virginia, Karen, welcome. We do a lot of discussion in here, Karen. We talk about the news. We discuss what we think is going to happen, et cetera, et cetera. So chime in anytime you want. Why aren't Benjamin's parents watching him? Well, see, that's just the problem. Because, let's face it, how many people put their kids in front of a TV and entertain them? That way they don't have to do anything. Or they let them play video games, so that way they don't have to do anything. Can you imagine? Google now is going to supervise your kids so you can have more time that you don't have to watch your child. It's dangerous, really. Now, Google is saying that don't worry, this is just patents we apply for. Some of them go through and we do something about it, and some we don't. Yeah, it's called instant babysitting. That's right, Pat, absolutely. So, kid's going to have tech neck. Yeah, Brandon. But a lot of people do that. And so, whether Google will do this or not, I think more and more what's going to happen, and you've probably seen this yourself, the more somebody else can do the thinking for you, for some people, they really like that. And so they'll be happy that they have a Google or an Alexis or whatever, Alexa, sorry, that tells you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, reminds you so that you do less and less thinking. It's not a good thing. Whether this is ever going to come to fruition or not with Google, I don't know, but it's not a good thing for humankind. It really isn't. Many people in my generation are not having kids while mass immigration is being pushed. Yeah, I know, Brandon. I saw a documentary one time about the takeover of Islam in America and in Europe. And believe it or not, one of the things that's keeping them out of doing that so much in America are the Hispanics that are having children and keeping up with that population, whereas everybody else has stopped really having kids. Did anyone hear that New York wants to pass a law not allowing Tide Pods in the state? Oh my gosh. I didn't hear that one. Next will be artificial intelligence, robot parrots. Jerry, that's on the books. That's going to happen someday. Hey, Spencer, good morning. You know, if you haven't looked into transhumanism, thank you whoever gave me the super hearts. I missed that. I just saw a little figure. That's if you've never looked into transhumanism, it's real. And the people really mean this. Americans are busy aborting kids. That's true, Brandon. A lot, unfortunately, are. Google will train children in the early years and hand them over to Facebook for indoctrination. Yep. My daughter has 5 kids. I didn't see that. AI is a dangerous, dangerous thing. Yeah, I mean, I just saw an article the other day that the plan is for you to be able to replace every part that you have, really, replace it with fake parts. That humans will be able to do that. Those group of people, they are serious about doing it. If you've ever seen a group of transhuman, like a conference, those people are serious. Things went downhill fast when households started having 2 working parents. Amber, absolutely. AI will take over low-paying jobs. Yeah. If you go in, I guess, to like places like some Jack in the Box restaurants, they already have everything's all set up. You don't even need a human, really. Elon Musk said we would have to crossbreed with them for humans to exist in the future. Remember growing up and watching old movies, almost the same thing? I know. And we thought it was a joke then. Brenda says, kiosk. I need a colon. My dad said I could have his. Oh, my gosh. So I can have a nice new belly, Lee said. Lee, apparently you can have any part that you want. Yep, Rosie on the Jetsons. He was being 100% serious and they laughed at him. Huh. Yeah, I mean, there's Ben. Yeah. Tucker was being 100% serious if you're talking about him. Amazon will have robots filling orders within 5 years, the beginning of the end. Oh, Elon, yeah. Yeah. Again, I know people hear it and they go, oh, that'll never happen. I'm telling you, they're working hard to make it happen. Yeah, a lot of artificial intel. Yeah. Hey, Daco, your first day on Periscope. Welcome. So it is happening. Rosie O'Donnell saw her shadow, so must deal with Trump for another 7 years, Brandon said. Halfway gang. Oh my gosh, already. If you could please retweet and share this with the halfway point. Thank you. It takes away job from real people. Well, Chesney, but real people, you're not that important, right? I mean, seriously, the government really doesn't want you to think. They want you to depend upon the government. I'm not talking about President Trump. I'm talking about the deep state and the swamp and the way the government has been run forever and ever. God never said our fight would be easy. We must never lose faith in the Lord, Shannon said. And that's why every single day, conversations with God, reading the Bible, praying for people, praying for the president that he doesn't lose his way. The leader of China said recently in a speech that the white-collar class will be decimated. Listen, that's what the globalists and the elitists want right now. That's what the Democrats and Congress want right now. Why do you think that they're not happy that you're getting tax cuts and money in your pocket? Because they don't want you to have money. If you have money and you're successful and you have a great economy like we did during the Reagan years, then they're not in control. So remember how Obama was saying this is just something that you're going to have to get used to. Yeah, Brandon, the Dow is back up. I don't know how far up, but I know it has gone up. And again, as we talked about yesterday, the stock market is volatile. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's tough, but we must pray for our enemies as well. Judy, pray Psalm 143. And down at the very end, pray, God, destroy my enemies and all those who afflict my soul, for I am your servant. And destroying your enemy could also mean changing their heart and turning them into Christians. Psalm 143. People, I plead with you, work hard now and save your money. Eliminate wasteful spending, Ben said. Pray for Rocket Man, Putin, the Chinese dictator, and Erdogan. Pray for all of them. Pray for everybody, that their hearts would change and that they would be destroyed by God. Again, destroy doesn't mean kill or anything else. It could mean change. Destroy the old self and bring on the new self that believes in God. I'm sorry, got to run. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Come back, Danielle. See you another day. My mother died almost 11 years. If she just woke up, she would freak out with what's happening. Chezzy, my mother died in 99. My mother would not recognize this country, nor would other people that have passed away. It's crazy. No, I'm not in San Marcos, Obi-Wan. It's just a t-shirt. Is it Obi-Wan Kenobi? So, as we were talking about yesterday, some of those people that you felt were your friends are going to be falling away because this is where we're going. Nope. No, Chezzy. So just keep on doing what you're doing. Thoughts on Trump's military parade idea? That's not Trump's. That's the Pentagon, Brandon. I'm not exactly for it, but they were saying that it was going to be perhaps for Veterans Day. If that's true, if it's true at all, but I don't think we should have a military parade. I don't think that we should be, strutting around in our military because that's what communists do, and I just don't think it's good. The country is getting more divided every day. Yep, Pat, it's a waste of money. Al said. I thought Trump asked the Pentagon. I didn't see that part, Brandon. It's a Trump order. I don't know if he's saying exactly what we think that means. I don't know if it's let's just have, a parade and have them in it too. I don't know. Yeah, we're not China, Beck said. Good to see Veritas pop up in here. Haven't seen that name in a long time. Well, he's not the Project Veritas guy, but yeah. They have to have the parade, check out enlistment stats. Isn't there another way to get people to join? Agree, a parade will look like May Day in Russia. Yeah, I don't like it. We must be neighbors. You're in Orange or Seminole. I'm in Lake. Hello, Woodcarver. How are you? Is that Toothley? With a different name, this time Woodcarver instead. It's a parade for Trump, not the military. No, it's not a parade for Trump. You changed your name. How great. I think he threw it out to make the left crazy. It could have been, Julia. It absolutely could have been. Don't think that President Trump doesn't throw things out so that the left and the mainstream media will get, you've been to the project, does that count? Yes, Veritas, it does. He throws things out to distract the media, to distract the Dems so that he can get things done. I've heard that. I believe that. It's a good trick. It's what, in a way, it's what the Dems do to us, to have us look over here as they're doing things. So it's just kind of doing to them what they do to us. I know yesterday when President Trump was meeting with those people like from DHS and all that, he wasn't happy about what was going on, about how things were being handled as far as illegal immigrants. Trump always seems one step ahead of the left. I know, Pat. I don't know how he does it. Sorry if I frightened you with truth. My mother, God bless her, gets upset when I talk serious to her. We like the truth in here, Ben. You don't frighten anybody. It's a celebration of our military defeating Obama's ISIS troops. Yeah, it could be, Spencer. I'm just not for it. I mean, if a hometown has a parade and they have the military in it, I think that's great. Having the federal government put on a parade with the military, I'm not for that. That's just me. The truth will set you free. That's right, Pat. Unless it's something different than what I think it is. She's very old, and I try not to upset her with how scary modern times are. Well, Ben, really, does she need to know? I mean, if she's that elderly, if she doesn't need to do anything and all it's doing is scaring her, then I wouldn't talk to her about it. I would come in here and talk to us about it. If somebody's like 80 years old, they don't want to hear this stuff. It is frightening. It's like a horror movie. So, let's see. Other things. But she's at IQ of 170, but she chooses to ignore us, so I let her. Yeah, let her do what she wants. I mean, let her live her life the way she wants. Nobody should be forced to live a life or, do anything they don't want to do with their life. If she's happy not knowing about the news, leave her alone. That's her choice, and she'll be happier. I'm not for the parade. Too expensive. Everyone knows we are strong. Save the money. Exactly, Shannon. Use it on something else. We don't need to parade the military. We know how great the military is. God is in charge, absolutely. Or you would be scared. Ben, we feel the same way. Block that person immediately, please. Ostrich head in the sand. But you know what? I mean, back if she's really elderly and doesn't want to know, I mean, why should she have to go through that? She's been through a lot, I'm sure, in her lifetime, and it's not going to do her any good. Yeah. That person comes in every day, and that's the most disgusting name I've ever seen. I'm 6'4" and trained in martial arts and don't scare easy. Well, that's good, Ben. I got the profile info on a report. Thank you. Good block. Why are they coming in here? Chesney, they do that. They go into everybody's scopes. They do. That person's name, he's just disgusting. My 83-year-old mother is very active in what's going on. And that's good, Kev. I mean, if she wants to be, absolutely great. Doesn't want to be? Absolutely great. You know what? If you're 20 and you don't want to hear this stuff, that's your choice. So, yeah, it's a sick name, Chesney. It really is. I don't know how that person keeps that name on Twitter and on Periscope. It's just amazing. That's the most vile name against children that I have ever seen. Let's see. Law and Order. How do Twitter? I don't know. Lee. I don't know how they allow such a name to be on there. It is disgusting. Very sick. Why isn't Periscope doing anything about it? I don't know. Ben said he's glad he missed it. Must be a liberal. Judy, I would say a very sick individual. Yeah. Law and Order SVU's Diane Neal said she's going to run for Congress in New York as an independent. Okay, good, Robin. Yep, sick. Mom's not willing to learn, but hubby is slowly coming to my side. Good, Beck. That's always good news. Said that her goal is not negativity, but will take the high road all the way. So there you go. If you want to put an actress in as a New York Congress person, I guess, what was it, senator that she's running for? Good luck with that. I think she's... What's that mean? Use parade money to help soldiers 20 a day suicide? Yes. It's more than 20 a day, TGM. My wife is a Canadian national who is so ashamed of Trudeau. Oh, Shannon, good for her. She's a smart woman. Keep her. Scary high road comment. I know, Amanda. You know that's not going to last. I went to profile to report that gross profile. No followers, no following, no picture. Independent party needs to step up in between the divide, but Bernie not in the middle of the road. Yeah, I don't think the independent party, it would take a miracle for the independent party to have a lot of validity. I think we're, the two-party system is still stronger than having an independent system. Trump attended an MS-13 meeting yesterday, heard some hard facts. Yes, Robin, that was the meeting that I was talking about. TGM, if you want, Bernie 2020. Sweetheart, you're in the wrong scope. Dems have moved too far left. I was a lifelong Dem and then left. Yeah. It's not the Kennedy Democrats or the Reagan Democrats or anybody like that. It's so far left that the Democrats don't understand who they are anymore. Probably so, Rhonda. It seems name recognition is 55% of getting elected. Veritas, it's name recognition and money. Lots of it. Absolutely, lots of it. You got to have that. Yeah, well, I'm not open to both sides, TGM. So, Bernie has a better chance of getting pregnant than becoming president, Ben said. Left Democrats a long time ago myself. I've never been a Democrat. Chesney retweeted. Thank you so much. Let's see. There was a Boston woman allegedly. She was arrested allegedly after she stabbed her 2 young children to death. And she said it was part of a voodoo ritual. One child was stabbed 50 times. Again, I think, we're seeing the evil that's permeating, and it's coming out in so many different ways. Monique's home. Yay. I know how awful. Those poor little boys. Poor little boys. Now, burnout Bernie people are communist potheads. Cully, that's a good description, I guess, there. The reports say that President Trump has ordered an establishment of a new national vetting center for screening of immigrants, refugees, and visitors who want to come in. It will be housed within the DHS. As you were talking about yesterday, that MS-13, that meeting that he had, it was amazing. Oh, you got your books. Yay, Monique. It was amazing how people later on at the press conference with Sarah Sanders, amazing but not amazing, how they were saying, oh, but you have just a limited amount of money. Are you sure you want to spend it on MS-13? Do we really need that? Let me just tell you something. These are people that have never been next to a border town, have never seen the severed heads in pictures of people who, unfortunately, came in contact with MS-13, never heard the stories of girls being raped and dismembered by MS-13 gangs, have never seen the panties and bras hanging on the trees at the border and saying, oh, look at what we got, before they killed them. So don't come at me, Democrats, media, about, oh, MS-13's no big deal. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. And Sarah Sanders was just disgusted with some of them. They live in a different world full of security. That's right, Pat. They don't live the everyday lives that you and I do. And they sit there and try to pretend that they understand what life is like. When you live in D.C., I guess, and the only place you go is from your room over to the White House, maybe you don't understand things. Everybody block that person. Another disgusting name. Get rid of that. That's probably the same guy making a new account and coming right back in. Hopefully you got that. They're insulated from the harmful policies that they champion. Yes, Julia, absolutely. They want to live behind a brick wall, a high brick wall, and tell us that we don't need to do that. Oh, they know about those things. They simply do not care, Spencer said. Yep. Good, Robin. Yeah, it's pure evil, Judy. Again, the vile names like that against children. You can't report that, pig. Well, you can report. You can try. I mean, you can, do everything that you can. Yes, it's the same guy, and that person has 2 children, sadly, Amber said. Wow. Oh, my goodness, their profile picture and no followers. Wow. Ugh. Now, the Democrats were due to have a retreat in Maryland. Couldn't get to it. It disappeared. Yeah, I blocked it right away. I block it quickly so they won't bring in other people. Dems were due to have a retreat in Maryland. They canceled it in order to work on the funding of the government so it won't get shut down. Instead, they're going to have it on Capitol Hill. Thank you, Pat. And they're going. Here's the invited guests, so you can tell that the swamp will be on Capitol Hill. Joe Biden, Eric Holder, former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, DNC Chair Tom Perez, and Preet Bharara, former U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. So if you want to know where part of the swamp is going to be, they're going to be on Capitol Hill at their retreat. Yep. Probably out of money. No, Laura, they weren't out of money. They just decided to have it there because they thought going out of town would look bad when they're supposed to be trying to get funding and keeping the government open. Winners like Charlie Sheen going there too. Yeah, Holder's very active in California. I know that's going to be a surprise to you. But California leadership has hired his law firm to go after anything Trump. So in other words, if he tries to come here and fight sanctuary cities, you've got Eric Holder who's going to be stepping up to the plate and going against the president, helping file lawsuits, yada, yada, yada. So sad, so very sad. Yes, and I think they pay him, I don't know if it's $10,000 a month. It's probably more. Of my money. Thank you very much. He original, me. Yeah, they really, if they want to drain part of the swamp, just go right there. Hey, Rob, good to see you. Go right there and you'll know where to, take him out of the Capitol Hill and arrest them. Of course, that will never happen, but I'm just saying. Oh, my gosh. Other crazy news. A woman was found holding her own eyeball outside of a church in South Carolina. Thank you for the flowers, Robert. Thank you so much. We can't dream. Yeah, we can dream, can't we? Yes. Aren't you glad your money goes to such good causes? Oh, yeah, Chezzy, every day. Yes, she was holding her eyeball. The minister found her. She had ripped her eyeball out and had done it, I think they said, on a railroad track. I tried not to remember that. God is sovereignty opened our eyes to so much corruption. Veritas, yes, and I said that yesterday. I said that it's going to all levels, not just government, not just Hollywood, people as well, just everyday people. So if you got something you need to get out on the table, get it out on the table. God's going to expose it. Susan thought you should know your link was shared on that guy's account for followers. Great. Wonder if she had schizophrenia and was having hallucinations. Could very well have been, Amber. Yeah, if your eye offends you. Yeah, I think there was obviously some type of illness there or drug use, perhaps, or a combination thereof. Needs to be investigated anyway. Yes, Monique, her eyeball. It didn't say, Robert, but, Yeah, pray for... on the person that said that they had my link posted on their Twitter, would you please take a picture of that, of the whole link and the profile and send it to me, please? And just DM me. A Texas principal got arrested. A woman. She failed to report photos. Now listen to this. Talk about evil. That's what I'm saying. She failed to report photos of 6-year-olds engaging in sex acts in the classroom. She was arrested for failing to report the case, of abuse. Parents were notified, but not the police, and that was reported on local news, KSAT 12 in Texas, which is an ABC affiliate. Yeah. If you see something like that, if you see 6-year-olds having sex in your classroom, chances are they're being abused at home or someplace else. 6-year-olds, yes, Beck. I know. And she failed to report it, and now, well, she got booked and then released. It's required to be reported, yeah. Well, because it looks as though, when you see 6-year-olds having sex, somebody had to show them how to do that. Somebody either showed them films or they saw it or something. I've heard that a lot of the refugee children have this behavior, probably because, well, like I was saying, hey, Alan, a lot of times if you're being abused, children are being abused, then it comes out in that type of behavior. They start doing sexual acts like that. So, yeah, or experienced it, yeah. So it should have been reported. That speaks to the teacher's depravity. Well, it was the principal. Even worse, Veritas. God, we need transformation. Yes, we do. How do they know about that stuff? They should be playing with Barbies and trucks. Yes, Meg. But it's like I say, the kids that I used to see in school and all that, when they, a lot of teachers get frustrated because the kids won't do their work and they won't sit down and they act out in class. There's a reason they do that, and you should always look and see what that reason is. And typically, a lot of times, that reason is they are being sexually abused at home, or they're being abused in some other ways, or neglected, and that's why, it's hard to tell somebody who's being, well, not bad parenting, but it's hard to tell somebody who's being sexually abused, physically abused, or neglected in some way, that school's important. When you're trying to stay alive and when you're trying to survive, school's not that important. Trust me. Cameras in effect, but more spending, though. Well, Robert, what we need is to change the souls of people. That's what we need. When you see depravity, you have to report on it. When you see something like that, you need to say something. When you see people being mistreated, whether they're adults or children, you need to, when they're being bullied, you need to say something. I need to pray that those people who are doing those acts, that God will change their hearts, and that people who are seeing those acts, their hearts will be changed also, and they'll do the right thing. Yeah, horrific, Monique. We need to get our society better. We absolutely do, Pat. It's not about the government, relying on the government, having the government change things. We need to change from the inside out. Every single one of us, including myself. Repent of sin and claim Jesus as Lord. Yep, absolutely. Every day. It's an everyday thing, Robin. Every day. And only with one of us one at a time doing that are we, I'd rather just hang them, Amber said. But only us doing that every day and one person at a time are we going to change things. And that's just the truth. I have a few prayer requests. Okay, Chessie. Have a couple minutes left. Let us know. An illegal immigrant yesterday was caught urinating in public in Maryland. A man asked him not to urinate in public and said, maybe you want to go to the bathroom, in private. And he was supposedly, allegedly, viciously attacked by a box cutter. Guy had a box cutter and just was slashing the guy who told him he needed to go to a bathroom. I hear states are going the chemical castration way. I don't know about that, Amber. That would be unconstitutional, but we'll see. It would have to be voluntary. As long as we have a constitution, that is. Was he homeless? No, actually he had a job, Rob. He was, his name was Salvador Gomez Lopez, 46 of Montgomery County, was allegedly drunk and belligerent at the time. So he was working. He was in the United States, this will surprise you, in the United States illegally from El Salvador. So another person illegally here committing crimes against citizens and or residents, people in the United States. Not good. Now, if you're a drug user, I've got good news for you. You can go to San Francisco. There's an estimated 22,000 intravenous drug users who openly get themselves stoned in city parks, on the sidewalks, and in public transit stations. So the city is going to take steps. Not that they're going to take steps to stop it, but they're going to take steps to open sites that will allow drug users to do the deed under supervision and without dirty needles. The city claims the move will save $3.5 million a year in medical costs. Seattle, Baltimore, and Philadelphia are also talking about doing some of the same things. So there you go. No longer are we going, we're just going to put band-aids on problems. We're not going to try to help anybody. Yep, there you go, Judy. So that's our new solution on how to cure people from intravenous drug use. So, oh my gosh. Chezzy, I didn't see what it was that you were asking for, but everybody pray for Chezzy if you saw that. Ask for God's healing, God's guidance, whatever that she needs. How is chemical castration against the Constitution, but third trimester abortion isn't? Yeah, I know. Well, that's because Roe versus Wade. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in today. God bless you. Oh, wow. Wow. Chezzy will pray for you and the people that you know with cancer. Everybody pray for Chezzy and everybody that she knows with who are afflicted right now with cancer. Pray for their healing. All right, everybody, we'll see you again tomorrow. God bless you. Thanks for coming in. Take care. Have a great day. God bless. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.